Alcatraz. You know it as the Rock, the harsh, jailbreak-proof island prison that served as the cramped former stomping grounds of criminal masterminds and borderline psychopaths such as Al Capone, Robert the Birdman Stroud, and Nicolas Cage. And for good reason. During its 29 years as a federal prison, Alcatraz Penitentiary was hell on earth, breaking even the most hardened of prisoners and earning itself the notoriety that it enjoys today. But that stint as the original supermax prison is just a small part of Alcatraz's history. Let's take a quick step back in time, shall we? Alcatraz, the island, got its name in 1775 when Spanish explorer Juan Manuel de Ayala first mapped the rocky hunk of land, dubbing it La Isla de la Alcatrazes, or, in English, Island of the Pelicans. There were lots of birds there then, apparently. Here's proof. In his book, A Voyage to California, the Sandwich Islands, and Around the World in the years 1826 to 1829, French Captain Duhaussille says of the island that it was covered with countless number of these birds. A gun fired over the feathered regions caused them to fly up in a great cloud and with a noise like a hurricane. Fast forward 2 decades or so. Ostensibly under Spanish control since 1775, the military governor of California, John C. Fremont, buys the island in 1846 for $5,000 and declares it property of the United States government. Very Jeffersonian of him. 4 years later, generally terrible President Millard Fillmore signs an order reserving the island for military use. The cold embrace of regimented life on Alcatraz begins. Almost immediately, construction on the island ramps up. A fortress is built, replete with over 100 cannons. A lighthouse is added later, becoming the first operational lighthouse on the West Coast. At first, the now militarized Alcatraz was tasked with a noble mission: defend San Francisco Bay. That didn't last long. By the 1850s, the US Army realizes that it would be really hard to swim from the island to the mainland. It's really far, and the water is really cold, they think. Once the Civil War begins, the island is a military prison. The reputation that no one can escape from Alcatraz and survive takes hold almost immediately. In its time as a military prison, Alcatraz is called home at various points by Confederate sympathizers and those accused of treason during the Civil War, as well as prisoners from the Spanish-American War and other enemies of the state. In the early 20th century, construction on the island ramps up again, resulting in many of the buildings that exist on the island today. Years go by, and Alcatraz remains a horrible place to be imprisoned. By 1933, the Justice Department realizes they need a place that is more horrible than anything else that exists within the Department of Corrections. A match is made. The military hands over the rock. Enter Capone, Stroud, Kelly, and Michael Bay.